Yeah, and that's when they shut down the border.
Oh. Were you in Mexico already?
Yeah, we were already in Mexico. That was like day 4 of the or day 3
Sonora
of the
rally?
Sonora rally.
Wow.
And we're like, okay. And the rally was like, you guys can leave the rally, but we're still gonna have the rally.
All right.
Yeah, like we're in Mexico.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, we're here. Let's do it.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, I just quit my job. Everything is closed.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Lambo and Leroy Show. Today, we got my boy Jason Stilgebouer.
That's it. There you go. Stilgebauer.
I nailed it. A lot of people know him as Dusty Summit. I always thought his name was Dusty.
Yeah, everyone thought my name was Dusty, and I had to make an Instagram post like, "Hey guys, I'm not Dusty. I'm Jason."
He's Jason. But dude, I've known this guy for a long time. He does incredible work, photography. He's been in the off-road industry for a long time now.
No, I haven't. It's been since 2020, like professionally.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you've been here for so much longer than that.
No, it just COVID was long.
All right, I guess you did a lot during COVID.
It was long.
Yeah, it was long. I felt like I did a lot during COVID. No, it's straight up since 2020.
Holy crap,
professionally.
man. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Everything else is like on the side.
What were you doing before that then?
I was a marketing coordinator for a mortgage company in Denver.
Wow,
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, dude, it was a thrill. Like banging my head against the wall.
What a difference, man. What a change.
Yeah, so I grew up out in Menifee.
Okay.
Surrounded off-road-ish. Early days, my dad had a Jeep. We went off-roading a little bit.
Yeah.
We had dirt bikes and quads going to the desert. But that was just growing up. And then we just kind of stopped doing it. 2008 happened. And
Wait, hold on. I can't stop thinking about Dusty Summit. Is that
Okay.
your porn name? What is that? Like, why did everybody think you're
I guess
Dusty?
where did Dusty Summit come from?
Dusty Summit, it was supposed to be my brand. Dusty Summit, I wanted to create something that wasn't Jason Stilgebauer Media, you know?
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense.
Stilgebauer Photography, because, like my first website was my name, jasonstilgebauer.com.
Yeah.
And it was just, good luck spelling that. So
That makes sense.
Kind of like that AZ company we have, like what, Ghetto or something, and every time they say it, like in the ads, they have to spell it out.
So
Now you
people
know.
really
Yeah.
in their heads.
Yeah, so it was just something. When I was living in Denver, I was like, I want to create something, I want to do something, and that was just something I came up with, and it was just aim for the peak and just creative storytelling in the off-road industry.
Okay, so then that's where I probably fast forwarded through that. So
Yeah.
prior to that is where you were at. Sorry to
Yeah,
cut you
yeah.
off, but I was just
No, so you're out in Denver. How long were you in Denver for?
I was in Denver for 2 years. Before that, I was in New Mexico for
Holy
5.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, so
Wow.
grew up in Menifee. Loved off-roading.
Yeah.
Going out there, beat my S10 up, just
yeah.
driving around
us
the
kids
dirt
what we
roads. There's
did.
nothing else to do out there,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
we just
Just
on the
Menifee, yeah.
weekends, Friday nights, go out with some buddies on the hills and
Yeah.
go
Nice.
drive our stock trucks around. And it's funny, you go to school on Monday and you see like your buddy's Ranger cab is folded in half because they rolled it.
And you know what happened? 'cause
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
there.
Well, and the first thing we put on the trucks was a pre-runner bumper because that's the we all
Oh,
had.
yeah.
Duh,
We
that's
all
all
had
that
someone
mattered.
that could fab or weld
Yes.
something. It's
Oh, yeah.
stock with a
Spindles.
pre-runner bumper.
Take the back bumper off completely.
Yep.
You got fiberglass, 31-inch tires,
Spindles. Yes.
and no lift in the rear. So it's just
It's stock rear.
Yeah,
and the
stock
front.
rear.
Straight
You might
rear.
have a Fab Tech mid-travel kit.
Oh, if you're balling, you would.
And the
Yeah.
ball joints, they never broke because they were solid.
Yeah, and I went out to college in New Mexico and had a Jeep and just kept getting off-roading and grew up outdoors my whole life, camping, and moved up to Denver with my girlfriend, now fiance.
Congrats.
Dude.
Thank you. And just like what happened? So 2020 happened.
Yeah.
That was
It happened.
Yeah, it happened for sure. March 8th was my last day at my job because
March was a heavy month.
oh yeah, and that was the last day. The next day, I was going to Mexico Sonora Rally with Sarah Price. So Sarah actually was the reason why I kind of went full send into this.
Yeah.
And was like, hey, I got enough work for you. We can go full time. And my girlfriend at the time, we already talked about moving back to California, and because she's from Menifee as well.
Oh, cool.
And we're like, let's go back to California. I can work in the off-road industry and
Yeah.
get into it because I've already decided I want to go full time. It's the same thing everyone does. You have enough side work.
Of course.
You could take it full time.
And then you finally jump in.
Yeah, you finally jump in. And that was 2020. March 8th was the last day. That was the day no toilet paper, panic buying, shopping carts full, and I'm going to Mexico the next day.
Yeah. Like, well.
Yeah, we were in Havasu for the works race.
Yeah.
And we went home. They shut it down, and we said, "Screw this!" Turned around and just went back to Havasu and stayed there for a while. Everything's getting shut down. It was all weird.
Havasu was definitely way more open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going straight to Mexico from there.
Yeah, and that's when they shut down the border.
Oh. Were you in Mexico already?
Yeah, we were already in Mexico. That was like day 4 of day 3
Sonora
of the
rally?
Sonora rally.
Wow.
And we're like, okay. And the rally was like, you guys can leave the rally, but we're still going to have the rally.
All right.
Yeah, like we're in Mexico.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, we're here. Let's do it.
Yeah, and I was just like, I just quit my job. Everything is closed.
What's gonna happen after this? Is there gonna be any events anymore? Like that's
That
what
part.
at that point it's like just questions. Like the thing is, no one had answers at that time.
No.
For anything.
No.
We just didn't know how long it was going to go for, what to do.
Well, it was
what to
2 weeks,
plan
right?
for.
14 days to slow the curve.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 weeks turned into 2 years.
It did. It turned 2 years. It went really fast. Well, it went very slow for a long time, and then all of a sudden, like, wow, where did it go?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was 2 years, 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
But no, we were in Mexico, and we're trying. The Sonora rally ends. We're like, what do we do?
Yeah.
And then everyone's freaking out, and my girlfriend at home is freaking out, and I was like, I need to go back, and I got peer pressured into staying into Mexico, and so we ended up getting a beach house for a week in Ensenada.
Oh shit.
Like by La Bufadora.
Yeah.
And so we
Horrible.
hung out. Oh, it was horrible.
I'm sure.
Yeah, the girlfriend wasn't too stoked.
I'm sure.
Because even if you wanted to bring her down there, you couldn't because the borders are closed.
Yeah. So like,
Oh,
the
man.
border shut down was still hundreds of people crossing.
Yeah.
Right. The daily commutes.
Yeah, for sure. People still going.
And the rest was just, all right, I'm here. I've no job.
Yeah.
I need Sarah promised work, and
Yeah.
I was working with her and worked with her for a while.
That's awesome.
And everything was kind of one thing led to another.
That's how it
Connections.
usually goes,
and-
yeah.
Yeah. So it's been
Dude,
good.
insane.
I got linked up with the Race Desert. I started riding, and
How long ago did you get linked up at Race Desert?
that was probably like March. No, not March. Probably March 21.
Wow.
Or
Oh, so was it pretty quick after you quit your job, or was it a year after?
it's probably 6 or 7 months.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha, cool.
like in the fall.
Yeah.
Of 20.
Nice.
Yeah, and I just wrote an article.
It is so crazy how
Yeah.
all that stuff just starts rocketing. You know, just goes.
Yeah.
And this job turns into that job turns into this job, and then you're on the road. But you do crazy ass adventures.
Oh yeah, it
You
just
sleep in your truck all the time. You go to the races. You sleep in your truck and
Oh,
you
if-
shoot. And
if there's one thing I'm known for, it's for busting like missions.
Yeah.
Like, they'll be like, hey, I need you. We're starting pre-running for this off-road race in Ensenada on whatever it might be, like March 5th.
yeah.
I need you to be there at 8 a.m. Okay, cool. I'm in Tonopah the night before.
Oh my god, dude.
So
Wait, so how far away would that be?
that's Reno to Ensenada.
So it's probably
Oh,
what 12
sweet.
hours. 12 hours.
Oh, yeah,
14
no, okay,
hours?
yeah.
Yeah.
All you had to say was Reno. That's,
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
I mean, that's far
a
from here.
mission.
Yeah. So I was with Sarah testing for Extreme E.
Yeah.
And shooting for that for Race Desert and writing a story. And the next day we start pre-running in Mexico.
Dude.
With my buddy Adrian and his UTV team.
Yeah.
And I literally finished shooting with Sarah at like 7 p.m., whatever it was.
Yeah.
And just started driving. Got there, crossed the border at 6 a.m.
Oh my god.
It just took breaks in
dude.
between and just like, all right.
You get to
on
that
the next
point
day.
where you're just going. Like you don't even like. You're just going.
Brutal though. When you're on
It's
those long
so
drives,
brutal,
sometimes you're
dude.
going, you're like, you forget the last what feels like 10 minutes.
No,
You're like,
it's 3
wait,
hours.
wait, yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, wait, what happened? Wait, okay.
All of a sudden the
There's no
sun's
lights
coming
behind
up.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sun's
Yeah,
coming
and-
up, and you're like, all right, well, still going.
Yeah, so it's just going on crazy adventures like that, or like, hey, let's just go down to Baja for a weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about.
What's your
Baja
craziest adventure that you can talk about that stands out the most?
special. Oh, that's a hard one.
What's the most recent one?
Most recent one. Oh, another bust mission.
Yeah.
So Baja Designs full time, right?
Yeah.
And that started in August. We're like, let's go down to Baja for 3 days, and we go down to Arendia, just camp, hang out, go to the beach, get our truck stuck on the beach.
Yeah. Typical.
Good stuff like that. And then just we leave Sunday night, and then Monday morning have like work at 7 a.m. and it's just stuff like that. So, but craziest adventure recently? I got to ponder on that. We're going to have to circle back on that.
Okay, no
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. Think about that one, and I'll get back to that. So, how did the Baja Designs thing come up?
Baja Designs came up. It's the networking. It's just opportunities that have come up through this. I was working full-time freelance with clients just for myself. And I just get a call from Caleb Norman, who is Luke McMillan's media guy. And he's like, hey, I don't know if you're looking for like a full-time gig, but my buddy is the marketing director at Baja Designs, and he's looking for someone for content. And I was like, oh, well, maybe. And I thought about it. Like, just, you know how it is working
It's
for
hard
yourself.
to leave full-time for yourself.
Yes, yeah. And that's what it was. I wanted something more secure. I wanted to grow into a larger role and grow and help grow something. I think I was overwhelmed kind of being by myself, I kept kind of like a plateau for a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was just something I had to like swallow my own pride
And
I was
take
like,
the job.
take the job, work for the man. But working for them has been awesome so far. There's Baja Designs legacy brand, 30 years.
Yeah.
Like Baja proven design in Baja. We've won the past 4 Baja 1000s.
Insane.
Trophy trucks. I mean, there's a reason why 80% of
the
off-road
drivers,
vehicles run Baja Designs. It's
I
just
feel like
science.
I feel like they are the top tier of all the lights. You know, you have the rigids and you have the KCs, but man, Baja Designs, I feel like they're in their own niche.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's Baja Designs.
And I mean, like going back 30 years, I mean, they were through the Hella stages with the big red caps and everything. I mean, so they had lights and stuff for the off-road market at that time too.
Yeah. So they started out with Alan Roach. He's the founder. He was riding bikes and was going down to Baja and racing at the time. And he made the first dual sport kit for a dirt bike.
Oh, wow.
And it makes sense because that's how I always thought back to that too. I had always think back to bikes. Like when even growing up in high school or whatever, like I always thought back, to the bike era and to the bikes, and that makes sense because that's where it came from, I guess.
Yeah, and it just started with the bikes, and next thing you know, we're on Johnny Campbell's bike in the early 2000s, and he's winning Baja, and then the first, I believe, like the big race car we're on was a Class 8 truck in the early 2000s, and then we were on the AGM, so Martin Christensen.
Nice.
So his Class 1 cars. So
these are LED lights, not like the HID
no,
type of
they were
right?
HIDs.
Oh, they were HIDs.
Back then they were HIDs.
Yeah,
with the big ballast, everything.
Yeah, the big ballast. They were halogen and HIDs. They have like the little knob on top. You could adjust.
It is so crazy. They had those big ballasts on the backs of them, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like there was Hella. Hella is just legendary.
It was Hella,
KC.
Yeah.
I mean, KC, what a legendary brand.
Yeah.
Going way back since the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Forever.
But Baja Designs, it was something new that not a lot of people knew about it. And it didn't start blowing up until like mid 2000s.
Okay.
People started figuring it out.
Yeah, because I mean, the LEDs, I guess when I think about it, when they first came out was rigid. They were, I think, one of the first to really mass market.
So they were the first mass market. We were the first LED bar.
Really?
Yes.
Were you the first bar?
We were the first LED light bar to go race. And
wow,
it was like 3, like probably 10-inch by 6-inch like LED panels.
Okay.
And like into a front bar on a Class 8 truck. Core.
I'm sure that
off-road.
was massive. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the Ram guys.
Yeah.
I'm butchering everything right now.
we'll fact check you.
We'll fact check that one, but that's crazy, man.
And it had as much power as a Squadron Pro, which is like our little guy.
Holy crap, dude.
So it wasn't a lot of light.
Yeah, it wasn't putting a lot of light out, but
but it was
a lot of light for then.
Well, because the hard part back in the day is the HIDs were so heavy, so bulky. A lot of times they weren't running with them on the truck, and they'd do pit stops to put them on, or they'd get. I mean, those lights. I mean, if I remember correctly, they're like $1,500 or something more.
They were expensive.
Yeah. And remember the herps and stuff having 10 of these things scattered all over their truck. And the light bars revolutionized that from cost, weight,
size,
visibility, size, like everything. Like,
go look at photos from the Baja 1000 of 2008. You have like buggy guys. They don't have a lot of real estate to put lights.
Yeah.
There's a Class 1 car that had 3 Hella lights on each side of the pillar, 4 up top, and then 2 on the bumper.
Wow.
yeah.
And they start can you imagine what that does to your arrow?
Your
Everything.
It's just
like
a wall.
parachute.
It's a wall.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nuts. And then, I mean, LED bars, they look sweet, too.
They do look
so
sweet.
clean.
Hey,
you know what?
I'm a big fan of the old, like, the round lights.
I do too, man.
Like,
I love a good light bar on top of there, like back in the day, the Rangers, the Ranger pre-runner, good light bar, like, oh, it's so cool.
If they're done right, for sure.
If they're done right, for sure.
Like Nick Eisenhower's truck?
Yes, Eisenhower's truck is insane.
You just got to love the
pods. Absolutely. The pods look so cool.
Yeah.
They do look
now,
badass.
does Baja Design have pods and stuff, too?
We have our LP9s. So
Okay.
we do have our round lights.
Yeah.
But it's like leaps and bounds better
from what they were,
Yeah. So it's really cool. Like, I'm actually looking for old La Paz's to put on my Tundra just because I love the look. So I'm going to run like a 20-inch Onyx in the bumper and then
awesome.
3 lights. Like, Total Chaos still has their La Paz lights on their
Rad.
trucks. Yeah.
So awesome.
Like, they work. But
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So
I feel like it's another legacy brand too. Total Chaos has been around for so long.
dude, I love Nicole.
Yeah. They've done such a good job
They-
too.
yeah.
They really have.
Just
I
stick.
remember that Tundra, that Tacoma market they had was just they were just killed it.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
Well,
That
they
was the thing to get.
actually, they still had it, I thought, but then Icon kind of took over
Icon's
as, like,
still
the
doing kind of
Toyota
their
guy.
thing, but I still feel
Camber
like
came in hot.
Camber
Jerry,
did come in high. Jerry came in really hot with their
Jerry
stuff.
was like, "Well, what are you doing here? Let's just do
Yeah.
that."
Jump
And
into there.
I think, was it Camper's truck? Was it the red standard cab short bed pre-runner that they did? Was it them that did it?
They had
I don't
red,
know. There
red
was
and
a
gray
red
one.
standard cab short bed pre-runner built. I mean, this is like in the late 90s. It just was – it was like built more like a show truck. Everything that was built to that
probably
caliber
Campers.
was more of a – a race truck.
Yeah.
This was built more like a show truck, and it was so sick. Like,
Yeah.
it just looked
was a red
right.
one.
I'll have to look it up.
I mean, was
He
it-
had
you
red
might have to
on
fact
it.
check me too. No, it was a Chevy 1500.
Oh, the Chevy.
Oh, that must have been Mark Newhand's truck.
yeah.
You're thinking Mark Newhand. He had an 80s C10, like square body. Was it a square body?
No, it was a 90 CK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a CK truck.
yeah, I'll have to check it out.
We'll have to check it
don't
out.
Find it and send it over.
So Baja Designs kind of comes into, I guess, my awareness in the last year or two. And I don't know why. Like, I wasn't aware of them as much prior to that.
Yeah.
But one of our friends, he owns an off-road shop down here. He's been taking the Baja Designs and he's helped develop a kit, I guess, for Harleys. And so there's a lot
dope.
of kits
Huge.
for Harleys. McKelly Raised. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Yep. No, we have.
They're a long-term family friend of ours, and they've worked on
Big
working
dealer
with
for us.
Yeah, developing
so
a
rad.
kit, and they went to Sturgis selling Baja Designs
Rad.
kits to replace the lights up front, and
Yeah.
it's
'Cause
badass.
They look so good.
They
on
look
them.
so good.
well, and
So
they
they're grabbing
work a lot better.
2
And they work better.
LP6s.
Yeah.
It's insane. They're putting off-road lights. 1 LP6, more than enough light for
I'm sure.
80% of people.
Yeah. But
2
two?
LP6s like, inside their. Like,
How big are they? Like 4x4?
glides?
Like how big are they?
No, there's a 6-inch light.
Oh, they're 6-inch. Okay.
Yeah, so there's 6-inch
Wow,
light. So
dude.
there's 6 LEDs, and like it's just so wild how much light they're
Yeah.
using. So they can't actually run on the street at full power because those are it's a low beam and a high beam with those.
Yeah.
Holy crap, dude.
It's wild.
Try to
So
blind some people.
yeah, the
but you
mount
need- you
they
need the
sold at
lights on there.
Sturgis is insane.
Yeah, no, they killed it.
It's so crazy. We never thought we'd get into the Harley market of
Right?
all markets.
Out of all
right?
markets, yeah.
Yeah, so like we're throwing XL80s on dual sports,
Yeah.
squadrons, S2s, and
Well,
Hey,
and it's
but
awesome to have solid
bike.
dealers like that who support the brand and will help go find those niches for you too.
Yeah.
And it's cool that you give them the tools to be able to do it because, like, my dad's wanted us to get into Harley exhaust forever. I'm like, I don't have the time. I can't. Like, that's a whole other segment that we're not
You would need
ready to
someone
go
just
try
to
to
do that.
compete, go to the shows, marketing. It's like starting a whole business over
no,
again.
it literally is. Like our marketing department, we're talking about the Harleys, but we literally have an outside guy who's in the Harley industry who's running our Harley Instagram page and just doing it for us because
Yeah.
we don't know about Harleys, but like we know that people are excited about the kit. So
It's rad.
It's been awesome
And
to
it is
see.
crazy. You know what's the genius about them? Because I was just talking to Jake today, but what's genius about them is no one's ever even touched the light game in Harley stuff.
No.
Like
No one.
they've
just
done
kept it stock.
everything. They've done everything around the light, like all the fairings, all the other stuff. But no one ever is focused on the light.
No one did.
It's it's badass.
Because they're like the stock lights are kind of blah, you know?
They are black.
And like they look cool, but they're like, hey, these LP6s are just like they look great.
They're gonna give you the lights you need.
Yeah, and, I mean the brackets themselves are like $200. They're like,
Damn.
or I think there's somehow like $500 for like the road glides.
Really?
To put 2 LP6s.
Yeah, but it looks so good.
It looks so good. Yeah,
dude, it doesn't matter. Bikers will pay the money.
Yeah,
they don't care.
And we didn't.
They want it.
They want it. You want it, they're gonna buy it.
Baja Designs didn't set out for that market. It found us. Builders were like,
that's the best thing that could happen.
Off-road guys are just like, we should put LP6s in the Harley.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, overnight, just
Blew
people
up.
saw it, and just one after another. It just like we're the only light company that's going after
rad.
it. You know,
we'll keep it, man.
Well,
keep
and
that niche.
I think I heard something too. Your ability to be able to diversify like that and kind of react to needs, because you guys build everything here in the States, right?
It used to. So we are owned by Bestop.
Okay.
So we're part of the Bestop family. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
So Bestop has a manufacturing facility just outside of Mexico City called Toluca.
Okay.
So that's where everything is built.
Nice.
And then we
That's
do
cool.
assemble all our in-house kits, or like vehicle specifics, like
yeah.
Bronco.
So it was born in Baja,
Silverado.
raised in Baja,
Yeah,
and
now
now
it's built in Baja.
Yeah.
Hey, that works out. It's great.
So for a while, everything was produced in-house
Yeah.
in Escondido.
And that's got to be a force in itself, trying to produce everything in-house, the machining, everything. That's gnarly.
The people.
Yeah, but actually, all our light bars are still machined in San Marcos.
Really?
So yeah. So
Rad.
all the light bars are machined just like building right down next to it. So
do you guys machine everything there and then send it to Mexico to get assembled, or is it all assembled there too?
our light bars are still assembled in San Marcos.
Cool.
So
that's awesome,
But
man.
most of the lights are built in Toluca.
Yeah.
So
Like the actual lights, the LEDs themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Yep. So it's all assembled there, and then when it gets here to San Marcos, we do etching. We do all like the assembly of like the vehicle specific kits, like your Bronco kits, your Tacoma fog pocket kits that everyone loves, and
wow.
Yeah.
When did Bestop acquire?
Can we cut this and give you?
It's fine. It's not huge. I was just curious. I was curious on. Has it been years? It's been a long time.
Like 5 years.
Okay.
Must have been.
So not too long.
Yeah. Yeah. Not too long.
Yeah. Not too long ago. That's cool, man.
Yeah. So it's cool. And then like Alan Roach, the founder, isn't working full time at BajaDesigns anymore. Trent Kirby is our CEO. Cool. But Alan is still a consultant on the engineering team and still developing the technology and contributing to the success of the team.
Dude,
so
that's cool.
So what do you owe the recent success to? I mean, would you say that it's just the manufacturing? Was it Bestop support? Was it just, you and people like yourself out there promoting it, content?
Team built.
I mean, because there's a lot of legacy brands out there that have been around forever that are kind of in a lull, and they're trying to fight to overcome that and become relevant again like they once were. And to have a brand right now like Baja Designs, who is a legacy brand that's known probably more well known than any other light company out there right now. It says a lot. Somewhere along the line, someone did something right to stay relevant.
Yeah, it's the science behind the lighting. It's just simply it. If you put a light next to ours, we're gonna beat it nine times out of 10. So
that's awesome.
There are some new companies coming up that are seeing what we're doing and reverse engineering it or just doing something different in a unique, creative way. And they're doing a great job. But BajaDesigns is the science of lighting. Between our lighting zones, our unique selling propositions, is just so many different things. I mean, our use survey is like, we're the only light company that actually give you a lens and go give you the opportunity to replace your lenses.
That's nice.
Depending on
your
pattern.
technology is evolving constantly, right?
Yeah.
So that's the difference between a lot of legacy companies. A lot of legacy companies don't really evolve.
Yeah,
they're trying to sell the same product 30 years ago and being able to stay relevant and keep moving forward. That's, I think, a huge success. That's what we try to do too with Gibson. Just let the product sell itself. Try to stay on top of trends and go for it. But that's so bitchin'.
So we just came out with our next generation lighting. The crazy part is these lights, these LEDs, were tested and proven by Luke McMillan, Andy McMillan, Bryce Menzies.
Yeah.
In Baja, it was called our BDX program.
Nice.
So they were like, it's our racer program. We're giving you our new LEDs to go test.
So they weren't even released yet?
No. And now they're just released. So let's just take our XL.
So it worked?
Yep. So we have our next generation LEDs. So we're using new specific LEDs.
Wow.
And they're some are up to 200% more intensity and up to 80% more distance.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yep. There's a whole blog about it. Just go read it.
I was going to say, can you look at a light and see the difference between like a knockoff overseas? Like if you're looking at it without plugging it in, I mean, is there ways? Because I mean, is
the bulbs different inside? It's what?
Yeah, like how do you tell the difference between like a poor quality one and a good quality one without plugging it in?
You're going to see the build quality you might see like an O-ring that's just slightly off. Like you just look at a knockoff BajaDesigns that are out there. They exist.
Yeah.
We don't have all the lights patented, but we're trying.
It's so difficult.
It's so difficult. This is like every time you knock, you go reach out to them, like, or try to file a claim.
Yeah.
They've already shut down that LLC, started a new one in the U.S. You know, like all the Amazon lights.
Well, Amazon's the worst at it,
we literally have Rufus is our guy. He's full-time job is to go after and protect our trademarks.
Yeah, well, and then Amazon, they're the worst at like selling all the knockoffs too. Yeah. I mean, there's so many people. Most of the shit's being sold on Amazon,
and it's so cool.
They don't check it. They're not checking it.
No, and we have dealers that are like helping us report back because they want to promote our stuff. Yeah. They want to sell it.
Well, they want to sell it too.
Yeah, but to go back to it's like build quality. It's the LEDs. You could actually see the optic. You could see the way it's like kind of misaligned. Yeah. It's just
you can tell if you go look at it.
Yeah, you could tell.
Look for sloppy errors. Basically.
Yeah,
sloppy
you're
manufacturing.
But
it's like a diamond, like a poor quality diamond versus a good quality diamond.
Yeah, you can see it.
When you see them together, you're like, oh, okay, there's a difference.
I get it.
Yeah, but the biggest thing is, like, when you turn it on, you're going to see the way how the light spills and how the beam blendability and the beam distance, and you're going to look at it and just see how, like, this light has, like, hot spots, and what you really want is an even distribution of light. So there's a lot of science behind it, and it's crazy, and it's been like a wild curveball just being thrown in there, and just
I'm sure
like,
learn this.
Yeah, learn this, and like going to the engineering meetings and learning, and just because like a lot of people they actually want to learn with the company, and you see a lot of people who buy the products because they know it's the best.
So the next technology is when you're going to learn how to bend the light, right, and actually make it bend around the corner.
Well, we do have that, like our LP6s, our LP4s, and LP9s. They have IPT LEDs on the side that actually give you 180 degrees.
So they actually shoot out.
They shoot backwards.
Oh my gosh,
they
that's
shoot
crazy.
backwards slightly, like to like that. So to give you
awesome.
Not only like you don't need ditch lights around them because you have 180 degrees, over 180 degrees.
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
Distribution. So
that is so rad.
So stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
There's no other light on the market.
So when are you going to come out with a light that is faster than the speed of light?
Dude, we're working on it.
A couple years ago, I remember the whole McMillan Menzies thing because they run, the 1000 together.
Yep.
And one of them was on Rigid, one was on Baja Designs.
Yeah,
right?
Andy was on Rigid.
Andy's on Rigid.
Andy left Rigid.
Yes. So like 2 years ago, something like that.
Because
they had to like swap the light bars out mid-race, didn't they, or something?
Yeah.
Or did he just run the Baja Designs?
Well,
because I know Bryce wanted to compensate.
Didn't Andy go in Bryce's truck because Andy wired up his truck at the 400?
He did,
yes. He was rebuilding it. So
he
was always in Bryce's truck.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't believe they've ever raced Andy's truck at the 1000.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Or at least his Mason. Could be wrong.
So. No, I don't think they did.
Nelson, I'm sorry if you're watching this. I could be wrong.
You're wrong. No, I don't think they have, actually. I think it's always been Bryce's truck.
Yeah.
But Bryce also has 3 Masons, so.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got
Does he really have 3?
Yeah.
Well, I got a question for both of you guys.
Yeah.
So, being you guys are heavy around creating content and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a specific recipe for good content, right? Like, what would you guys say are some of those ingredients, for promoting a brand and stuff that, when you go to a shoot, you need to have? I mean, are there 3 main, recipes that need to be there to make it a successful shooting day?
Storyboard.
Storyboard.
I think storyboards are a huge thing. I think you have to.
That would never have been my guess. Was a storyboard.
I think storyboard's a huge thing because that's your story you're telling. I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a big deal. You have to know what story you're telling. You can't just be like
You can't just show up like, oh, let's shoot some shit.
Yeah, let's just shoot some shit.
I mean,
I've done that. It sometimes it turns out amazing.
Out great.
You're like, oh,
maybe that's why my content sucks because that's all like, oh shit.
No, I think it's just knowing where you go out there for doing it. I don't know. Good light.
Good light. You have to know what shot you're going after, the story you're trying to tell, the message you're trying to convey.
Yeah.
And then think about how you're going to use it in post, whether it's photos, what content you're using it for, photos, video, articles, Instagram reels, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what it's used for, I think, is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Which would be on the storyboard, right?
Yeah, it's on the storyboard. Yeah, we're gonna produce this skit for stories, or we're going to do this and this, and we're going to do this one on Instagrams, and this one's all going Facebook and ads and blah, blah, blah. So
yeah, and then sometimes while you're out there, you've already checked off all the boxes you need, and you're like, man, I still got like 40 minutes. Let's shoot, and then like go back and see how we could repurpose this content later. And then that's the best.
That's the best when you have extra.
Yeah, you just have
extra.
Which is
very, very rare.
You
never really have extra content. You always hope to get the content you need. It's usually you're running short because like shit happens.
Yeah.
How many times have you been out there where you're like, you just felt like you're shooting so much, and then you get to like the editing room and you're like
40 clips.
Yeah, you're like, I really thought I shot way more than this.
Dude, you just shoot so pumped. You're like, yes, it was such a good shoot. You're so hyped on it. You want to get back and edit, and you're like, damn it, I wish there was more.
And you're like, why didn't I get this one angle? Like,
right?
Yeah, and you're like, I really want to see this.
I know. Yeah. It's like, oh, I shot this one angle 10 times. I'm like, yeah, I thought I shot a lot, but it was that same angle. It's like, all right, well.
Now, speaking of lighting, how important is lighting, like natural lighting nowadays versus, in the past, that was the only form of lighting you really had was natural lighting. I mean, with you guys and lighting, do you ever use any of your products to get out there, light things up? I mean, can you shoot almost at any time now with proper lighting?
Well,
that's kind of an open-ended question.
It is. Yeah. I mean, you can absolutely shoot whenever you want.
You can shoot whenever you want.
So, I mean, the footage or photos aren't going to be as good as if you shot in the morning or in the afternoon or night,
Yeah.
Or evening.
Yeah, Twilight's
the best.
The best. It's just like right after the sun sets, right behind the mountain.
Yep.
Or right before, you get those like harsh cutoffs, and they're just lighting up the mountain.
That's
like right
prime
there.
Time. Yeah, exactly.
Prime time.
Yeah, Twilight right there.
So you got to get all your hours worth of footage in that 10
That's what
10
sucks,
minutes, right?
It sucks. Yeah.
You have it's morning too. Sunrise, you only have an hour probably.
Dude, not even that.
Not even that anymore. It's so fast.
The sunrise it's like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, the sunrise, once it's an inch over the mountains, you're done. Like, it's all right. Well, it's already over.
It's crazy.
But you still have okay light for another hour or two, and after that, it's like from 11 to 5 o'clock. It's like, all right, well, what do we do for 6 hours?
Yeah. Well,
you shoot.
It's fun when you're in certain deserts. Like, let's just say Klamath is hard because everything's blown out all the time. But let's just say you're in Johnson Valley. You could use, like, if you're on the lake bed, the sun is so bright, you use the reflection off the ground that's filling in the shadows.
It's true.
And it creates a unique look.
It does.
We did that.
Black Lake.
The Black Lake shoot. Yeah. And that looked really good.
It does. And that's what's crazy is, like, some places you can do it all day. There's certain areas you could go. I was trying to think the other day. We were talking to someone. Sand Hollow.
Sand Hollow.
Dude, Sand Hollow, you can shoot all day.
I was just there. It was beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Man.
Red rocks everywhere.
Yeah, just
like
crazy
Moab.
reflections everywhere.
You ever been to Moab?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Moab
that.
was rad.
Moab's rad. Same thing with Moab. You can pretty much shoot all day long because you have crazy reflections cut off everywhere. But certain places, it just sucks. If you go to Klamath, it gets blown out.
It's blown out.
Yeah,
like, I don't know what it is.
It's
just ugly sand.
Yeah.
Like,
well, no, it's hard. Sometimes you, like, when you're duning, it gets to a certain time, you can't see any of the contours of the dunes.
You can't
nothing.
see the
There's
whoops,
no shadows. Nothing. It's hard.
Yeah.
And then it goes from that to sun in your face, shadows everywhere, and you still can't see anything. You're like,
Barstow's the same way. I feel like Lucerne is similar to that. Like, if
Barstow
you go to, like, Barstow.
Lucerne,
Johnson Valley kind of changes a little
Johnson's
bit.
okay. Placer City's rough.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Placer, it's
just gross.
It's just gross. The lighting.
It's so hard to, like, get good light there. Unless it's like the morning is gross.
Yeah, the morning's great.
Morning's great.
Yeah. Or if you're getting sunset, it's good too.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I don't know. Lighting is crazy for us. I mean, we try to get the best of it.
See, it's always me with sound I struggled getting because obviously with exhaust, trying to get that right level of sound. I have so many mics, so much stuff, and there's so many variances with sound and other stuff you pick up. It was always a challenge.
To really get that sound.
Oh, that's how you guys linked up, right? You were recording sound for you?
I mean, it was probably 12 years ago that we
first,
15 years ago we first linked up.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I need some help.
What do we do?
I don't forget what our first project was. I don't even remember.
Dude, it was, I think, honestly, maybe like one of the Deegan exhausts or something that first came out back then.
Oh, was that for the Tundra? The Deegan Tundra?
We had
one of those. We've had a lot of them, yeah.
Maybe before that, actually. I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
I don't either. I don't even know how we got connected. I don't know if you reached out to me or I reached out to
you. I think it was just
we matched on, Match.com or something.
So
MySpace back then.
That was Attain Media, right?
Yeah.
You were in Corona?
Yeah.
So funny story. I reached out to you in 2014 asking for an internship.
And he gave you the middle finger?
In 14? He ghosted me, yeah.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah, and here I am.
2000, that's
crazy,
14,
dude.
like think summer 14. I just graduated high school.
Holy crap, dude, that's insane.
Yeah, I'm only 27, so I'm a baby.
You're a baby.
Yeah, I'm a baby.
Yeah.
I'm learning, dude. I'm not here for a long time, but good time. Just trying to shoot.
Well, you're killing it, dude. Like, you've blown up. That's what I was saying. Like, even today, I thought you were along for so much longer.
No, straight up before Sarah reached out to me. I got linked up with Sarah because my buddy was her mechanic.
Oh, cool.
And it was like, hey, Sarah's going to King of the Hammers. Can you, like, we need some content. Would you come shoot? I'm like, yeah, sign me up.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
let's do it. And I just, like,
trip,
told my boss, I'm like, hey, I'm going to Johnson Valley for a few days.
Yeah. Taking time off.
Just flew out, yeah. And that was, did King of the Hammers. We did the Mint 400.
Epic.
And then was, like, got linked up, and she's like, hey, come do it, like, full time for me. And so I really appreciate Sarah. That got me into it. Before that was just, like, appreciating it from afar. I'm like, trophy trucks are cool.
No, they're
and,
cool,
like,
man.
Yeah.
Now you're
like,
in.
And now I'm in it. Yeah. So
you're
it's just,
in the middle of it.
Yeah, I'm like writing these stories. I'm like calling Robbie Gordon to ask questions and Russ Warnemont.
So
and all
sick,
these crazy. Yeah, but yeah, reach out to you for an internship.
That's insane, dude.
You don't remember, do you?
I don't remember at all.
Did you get a reply?
I do, because I remember he said reach out. I think I DM'd him on Instagram, and then he's like send me an email.
Yeah.
And then I like emailed him like 4 times.
Oh
I'll find
God.
it. Dude, let me find the email.
Send it, yeah.
I'll find the email because it's on my old email. I still have access to it. There's probably
That's
like
crazy.
20,000 unread messages, all spam.
Yeah. I have that.
We all got
normally.
those emails, right?
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, it's so weird because like I never even felt like I was worth giving someone an internship. Like I've always felt like,
dude,
I'm
no,
nobody,
the media was
you know?
sick. Like all your studio work was it is so good.
It's crazy. Really I never look that way, man. I never look at myself that way ever. Like even this weekend, we were at Sand Hollow for Free TV Takeover, and like one of the media dudes is like, he went up to the guys I was with, SF Raceworks, and he went up to them and was like, dude, that's Bryant Lambert. And they're like, yeah, I got friends with SF Raceworks. Like, it's no big deal. But I'm like, dude, I don't feel that way at all. Like,
I know.
And like he would come up to introduce himself, but like, I like his work a lot, dude. So like, I don't understand why this kid's thinking I'm sick, but I think he's sick. His work's awesome. So like, it's such a weird, like to me, I never comprehend myself that way at all.
I don't think any of us do.
I still feel like I'm that kid from high school that wants to make it.
Yeah.
Like I still feel like, dude, I just want to.
That's really cool.
I just want to create cool shit, and like I never feel like I'm anybody but that kid that struggles. Because we still struggle. Like it's that daily grind of the media world, owning your own business. You're still struggling every day.
Yeah.
But you struggle on another level, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like you're struggling all the way through. It's like, cool, now I'm struggling here. Now I'm struggling here. Now I'm struggling here.
It's just different struggles. In the very beginning, you're struggling trying to get content, get people to see it.
Yeah.
And now you've got, then it just becomes more and
more
more a business and a business.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Yeah.
And then, dude, it's just, I don't know. I never think of myself as that.
I do.
I'm just Brian.
I think you're badass, man.
I think you're badass too, man. Like
so
the
nice
work's just like, it's so good. It's like it's so
epic.
I feel like you set a standard of like race off-road cars in a studio, and
I freaking love the studio stuff,
Yeah.
and I miss the studio so much. I wanted to keep it so bad. Like I was talking to my partner about it. Like, dude, should we keep it? Should we let it go? Like, dude, they try to raise our rent like crazy. And at that point, it's like we're so busy on the road that we didn't have time to shoot in the studio anyways.
Yeah.
That was like, and video is our 95% of what we do.
Right.
So I was like, damn it, man. But I still want to do studio stuff. I'll probably rent a studio from now on and just go shoot trucks and shit. But fuck, man, I miss that place. That place is so cool.
Oh, dude, it's so cool. I always wanted to go to it, check it out. I wanted to rent it and just shoot my own just shoot stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't shot in a studio forever. Like I used to shoot like a ton of stuff in college. Like I literally was running like a freelance business out of college to the point where like teachers got mad at me or like the facilities people because I would just have keys go in the building at night and I would just like shoot products or shoot models.
Dude,
I brought motorcycles into the building. And
that's awesome.
Because like whatever I could fit through the doorway, like just one door was what I shot in the studio.
Motorcycles was like
there. Probably twice the size of that room, and I was just trying to shoot as much as possible.
Best,
it was like such great like equipment.
Yeah.
Just like I have access to
it. You have access to it. That was the cool. Yeah. That's the best part. When you have the access to it. That was the cool about the studio. Like, dude, we'd be there till 2, 3 in the morning shooting sometimes. Like, it was just the best feeling. Like, you could do whatever. You could take as long as you want. You're not waiting for light outside, you know?
Yeah.
That's so bitch.
It was, I definitely miss the studio stuff. I'll get back into it, and I'll have another studio one of these days. But I want to build, my goal is next year or two, get a house up here in Rancho with a big backyard and just build a studio in my backyard.
I like it.
And then just like, dude, I'm paying rent here. It's like, dude, I could take that $4,000 I'm paying here a month and go and, put it towards a house.
Yeah.
And do that instead and build out the backyard and build out a badass studio back there.
Dude, you should go find a piece of property like in Laddle Creek.
I know, but Chelsea won't move away from here.
Oh, okay.
Move away from Rancho. Her family's in Rancho.
Far.
I know it's not. I tried to do
minutes.
I said Norco, dude. Let's go do Norco. There's horse property on there, but we've actually found some really cool stuff up here above the 210, and it's really a lot of horse property up there. Nice. And you never really even know. It's a lot older homes, but I think
there's a lot of bitchin' areas up there.
Really cool areas up there. So I think we're gonna try. We've been looking. I legit center houses every day.
You
like check out this, check this out, check this out. I mean, we won't be ready for another year, so but still, I'm like, we're looking to see what's out there.
Oh, that's cool, man.
And that's kind of I guess our next goals with that. So we got 2 more years here, or a year and a half more here, or 2.5 more years here, and then once we're done with here, we'll do that. But.
So what are your goals for the next year or so?
Not get stuck in the sand.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the story. We're out of Glamis, all right. And he's out there shooting. Who are you shooting with? You're shooting Lindsay, right?
Lindsay, yeah.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
So he's shooting Lindsay Geisers.
Okay.
New UTV Can-Am build. And I was out there shooting with Jarrett Brooks. We're doing
Dude, it was just like a year ago, like last week.
Was it really?
Or like 2 weeks ago.
That's crazy.
Like a year.
That makes
Photos
sense, yeah.
Came up, yeah.
Wow.
So it's hot then.
No,
it was nice.
It was like a
crazy
monsoon
monsoon came through.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Dude, that monsoon was insane.
Yeah.
I was like, this trailer's fucking blowing over. It was. Dude,
or washing away.
That was, we were up on the,
dude, it got so gnarly.
Outlook, though.
I was sleeping in my truck because I had a little camper set up in the back before I got my Go Fast. And I literally parked under, like, we know where the vendors are, like on the concrete platform.
Yeah.
I was camping at Olds, like on San Highway. Dude, no one out there. It was like us and them.
Yeah, there was no one out there.
I was like, the rains are getting gnarly. I was like, I'm just going to drive back and park under the vendor, like, canopies or whatever they had set up. And it got so
insane.
gnarly.
Well, the night before, didn't Lindsay's UTV battery die too?
Yeah, it died.
So they were shooting Sunset, and we were shooting some stuff at Sunset too. And Lindsay's UTV battery died. They went up on the Overlook Hill, right?
Yep.
Or Sunset Hill.
Sunset.
Yeah.
Okay.
They went on Sunset Hill. They're shooting up there, and it died. I'm like, holy crap! So she called me. She's like, "Do you guys have a jumper?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think so." And Garrett from Funco is with me, so we were in his Funco because Garrett was driving us around in the Funco, and then Jared Brooks had his racer out there, his racer truck.
Sweet.
And anyways, he goes and gets the jumper for her and takes her back, blah, blah, blah. And then so the next day, we're out there filming Sand Highway, and I had my shot over on the back of the truck, and we're on the actual highway, and Jared's on the Sand Highway, blipping the whoops, and it was really cool. And he's over there. He's stuck on Sand Highway.
So the dunes to the left of Sand Highway. So I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And I was just like, Lindsay's gone. She went back to Arizona. And I was like, I'm just going to stay a little bit and then hang out. And then I start driving back on Sand Highway. I was like, I just want to pull over, take a photo of my truck and Glamis.
It's buried.
Buried it.
Is it
like,
two-wheel drive or four-wheel
four-wheel drive?
Oh, okay.
Dude,
45 PSI on the tires, like.
Loaded down.
Just a Tundra, like this. And,
so he texted me. He's like, dude, I'm stuck. Can you pull me out? Blah, blah. I'm like, well, I have a two-wheel drive. So like, there's no way I can do it.
You're like, I'm not coming off the road.
Yeah, there's no way I go on the sand. And then I try to get Garrett to go take the Funco, but he's like, well, let's get these shots first because we're running out of light. I'm like, okay, I get it. And so we're like, we're going to get these shots first. And so he's just stuck in the dunes. We're just fucking hauling ass by him. And we do like 5 or 6 passes at
did
least.
a wheelies in front of me. I have photos of him. Like
the photo's actually really sick, though, too.
Literally just doing a wheelie in front of my truck. And but mind you, this isn't just like a 10-minute thing. No, this is 3 hours.
3 hours.
Oh, wow.
I dug myself out. I dug myself
You ended
out.
up digging yourself out.
With my hands. I don't have a shovel. I don't have Max Tracks with me. I have a strap.
You just got it to roll enough to where you could just get it?
Yeah, and I got out. Just aired down to like 7 PSI. No air compressor with me. No Max Track. My Max Tracks are at home. Air compressors at home. I have a strap. And
I felt
just everyone
bad.
going to work in the morning with their F-250s just driving past me.
Just like, look at that idiot.
Hello. First timer.
And I was just like, yo, you can pull me out? Pull me out. And then like as soon as I got out, 3 hours in the sand, he texted me. He's like, oh, yeah, hey, dude. All right, like, where you at?
He's like, I'm already out.
I'm already out.
Asshole, I hate
back
you.
in Raleigh.
I'm back in Raleigh with 7 PSI in my tires.
Yeah, I drove all the way back, just kind of like sloshing around the road.
Maybe you're not that cool. Ignored his emails, ignored pulling him out.
Come
Maybe he
on.
just doesn't like you. I don't know.
I could not pull him out. I have a 2-wheel drive Tundra, so.
But you could have helped him dig.
But there was a 900 horsepower or 1,000 horsepower.
And that dude.
Yeah.
I tried to
race
get
car.
I know. I tried to get Garrett over there, dude. I tried.
Yeah, the last thing you do is one of those big paddles trying to tug the front of your vehicle out because you probably
At that point,
had to replace your windshield.
I didn't care. I was going to go home.
Get me out of here.
Dude, I had good photos of it stuck though.
It was, dude, he's buried to the frame.
Because at a certain point, you're like, I have to just keep trying. I've got to keep going.
I have nowhere else. I have nothing else to do.
I had nothing else to do. I was like, I'd sat for like an hour, and I was like, or maybe they're gonna get that last shot. Come. I literally dug myself out, and just I'm just glad there wasn't like thorns everywhere, like in the bushes, But I got out,
Yeah.
Didn't get it stuck again until I got like a forward press truck stuck in Johnson Valley in a silt bed.
He's very good at getting these stuck, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're probably getting good at getting them unstuck now, too, right?
Oh, I'm great. Actually, yeah, I was just in Johnson Valley. We're shooting like this Porsche 944 like rally car for Onyx Off-Road.
Yeah.
And he's following me through the dunes, and I didn't carry enough momentum, and I'm in two-wheel drive, and I was like, shit, put in four-wheel drive, and I'm going slow up it, and then he's like trying to haul Bud up it, and then he just gets stuck on the hill.
Had to slow down.
Yeah, then got him unstuck using max tracks and pulling him out, yanking my truck, and then four-wheel drive doesn't work on my truck right now. Like the actuator just broke, so it's stuck in two-wheel drive. Then I get that stuck. Then it gets stuck. His car gets stuck again.
Oh, what a mess, dude.
And then meanwhile, it's like super windy. There's wind blowing everywhere. Sand's blowing in your face. My dog's with me. She's like, I'm over it, sitting in the truck.
She's you want to be outside.
Was that Russell's car he built? The Porsche?
No. This was like Trevor. Just met him on Instagram.
Oh, cool. That's sweet.
Just another photographer. And I was like, dude, it's got a Porsche 944.
Sick.
It's the front engine transaxle Porsche.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he just built it to go rally the desert and just beat the hell out of this thing all day.
Really?
Yeah, I love it.
Shots good, though?
Shots are great.
That's so
Shots
rad.
are really
Shots are great. Dude, that's the coolest shit, man. You get to shoot stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just so different than normal. It's not your same old trophy truck and, something cool.
So if it wasn't, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
If it wasn't off-road racing, like what would be the other thing you'd want to be shooting or type of company? Like, is it surfing, skydiving, planes, or food?
Not in the automotive space?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Outdoor. Like, I'm a big hiker. Like, we climbed Mount Whitney last year.
Rad, man.
And so just always adventuring. So that's why I love going around Baja so much. And just adventure. Like, I just want to get out and go hike, go see the world. Like, we just went to Scotland in September.
Dude, rad.
And did a bunch of hiking. Just didn't spend enough time in the Highlands and got to see all the hairy coos. Like the cows, like all the hair in the face.
Dude, that's so rad.
Yeah, so rad.
Those are so sick.
I think I just want to shoot like travel or adventure or like either rock climbing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I mean, that's not a bad gig because you get out there, you start taking some good photos of these places, and then all these bitchin' places want you to come out and take their photos.
Yeah.
And you're like, win-win.
Just like off-roading. I mean, just like this stuff you got to do, that one person you go work with, and then all of a sudden you're doing this, and you're doing this, and you're doing that. And I think every industry you could kind of just grow that way.
Yeah.
By doing it.
Sometimes it gets really hard to shoot the same trophy truck over and over and again.
Yeah.
It's so wild, right? It's like first world problems. Like this crazy $500,000, $700,000 Mason, right? You get it. It's not to say they're all the same. It's all the same.
Yeah.
But
even when I was in the studio stuff, like all the trucks do become the same at one point.
Like how many guys have you photographed?
A lot.
Yeah.
5 or 6 probably.
Yeah.
But also I've done 4 or 5 Masons. I've done everyone else, Tiscos or whatever else, so like you start shooting all of them. It's like, all right, well, all the same.
But they all they're all relatively the same when they have a body and tires on them.
Yeah.
Yep.
All the stuff that makes them unique is hidden.
Yep. And then you look at people like Nick Eisenhower and Chris's truck.
It's so sick.
Dude.
It's so different.
It's so wild.
I know.
Like, he went out of his way to put an F-150 body.
He stole the cab body on there,
Put a steel cab on a trophy truck chassis. Yeah. And
really?
It's narrower than a standard trophy truck. Full tube chassis. It was built by
Nick. Damn it, what's his name?
I can look it up real quick.
Look it up. Yeah. He's up in.
I feel embarrassed. I wrote a whole story about this.
He's so rad. He actually kills it. He has great pre-runners too. Dude, what is his name? I can't believe I spaced it right now. But he does a lot of chassis work. He has a lot of pre-runners. He does everything, and he built this full tube chassis. And they put a steel cab, was like 97 F-150 single cab.
96.
96.
Really?
Dude, it's amazing. But he actually he built it. He's raced it for like 2 years now, something like that. And then he just tore it all down and got it all powder coated. So it's all white now. It looks so good.
Wow.
Completely looks like old school too.
Everson.
Thank you.
Everson Performance.
What's his first name? What's Everson? I can't think
Mike.
Mike. Okay, Mike. Yeah,
Mike
Everson. He kills it, man.
So he went out of his way to build a era-specific F-150 race truck because he loved the Rough Riders truck so much.
Yeah.
And so he also did a slapper bump stop on the front end.
So
and the guy's
sick.
like, it's just crazy. Everything from like the purple anodized to like this green neon wheels. And
I know.
It's just like you appreciate stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I posted on Race Desert, I said that this truck has more character than Bryce Mezzi's truck. Or just like it has
but it does,
more
and
character than a Mason. And then Bryce commented, and he said, "Oh, so my truck has no character." And I was like,
"It wasn't like that, dude. Come on."
It has less character.
It has less character.
Don't say it doesn't have any character.
Yeah, it's just like these two guys are just so grassroots.
Dude,
don't come
in
from
the
like
garage, man.
No crazy amounts of money. Just
dude,
figured
they worked
it
at
out.
4-wheel parts up until about a year ago.
Yep.
I think they just quit their 4-wheel parts job and they're doing it full time
now, fabricating, and prepping and all this stuff. But they're just straight up like started building a Ranger.
Yeah,
and then
brothers.
Like Ranger and Chris's F100.
Yeah,
definitely
so blew up though. That thing. That was their.
Which one? Is that the black Ford
The black
Ranger?
one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, black. Yeah,
black
F100.
F100. So it's got like the John Player special black and gold.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it just blew up over the years, which is so rad.
Yeah,
and they're good people, man. They deserve it 100%.
Yeah,
and they work their asses off.
Yeah, it's so cool to meeting people like that, and they're just such great people.
Even like when Wilkie's Bug came out for the first time, like, dude, it's so different.
Yeah,
it was so different. You know,
and
which is
like
cool.
Blake doesn't come from tons of money.
No, exactly.
Like
all those kids, all those guys down there, not
just
kids,
like,
but guys,
just built their legacy and was able to somehow fund their passion. And like Blake is selling another trophy truck. He built another truck similar to his Bug.
Yeah.
That he's already sold to another guy that bought it.
Really?
But yeah, and that's how he's able to fund the build.
So
and it's
insane.
just Blake's such
but
a
they've
nice
done
guy.
it so right. They've done it so right, and they're all such hard workers. Like people are like, oh, you guys are so spoiled, but dude, those guys are not spoiled at all. They work their asses off.
Yeah.
They've
Well, they're
grown
nonstop,
themselves.
too.
They're nonstop.
Dude.
Blake is
Dude,
nonstop.
they are
it's
at
hard to catch
events
up with the
every
guy.
weekend. Yeah, dude. Every weekend they're at an event, doing something, racing, doing this, prepping this, doing this. Like, it's mind blowing, and they document their life 24/7.
Yeah.
They do not stop. Dude. You look at Blake's story, and it's constantly a million little bars up there because they're like, holy shit, he's got his whole life on there.
Yeah, and he just did the release with the Rigid.
Yeah.
You know, like, our competitor, but like, good job.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
Dude,
crazy.
it's great, man.
He's got
Like, it's
seats, PRP.
Yep.
Like,
he's hardcore. His sponsors, he's so good to his sponsors.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps him funded. That's what keeps money coming for him. He bought that house with that big ass garage in the backyard. He extended the garage.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he's done.
He's
it right,
renting
man.
shop space out to his buddies.
Yeah.
And it's just like
so smart.
It's so crazy. But yeah, that's like the whole thing where I talked about like some of the trucks become mundane and like how do I write another story about this?
that,
Just because like I'm really curious about the story. Like everyone's got a story.
Yeah.
Every vehicle's got a story. Who built it? Why they built it? And the engineering behind it.
Yep.
Just super fascinating. Even the design.
Yeah.
And it just sometimes the Masons can be hard to write about. Again,
Because they're the same.
it's the
Mason.
same
But don't
Mason.
get me wrong,
But
they're dominant. They are the best trophy truck out there
yeah,
right now. I don't see them going anywhere.
Cameron Steele would fight you on that.
That's fine. But they are. They're right. Trust me. Geyser has been. They set
Yeah.
the game forever. But the Masons are the best truck out there right now.
Yeah.
And they're dominant, man. You can see. They've won, the past 4 freaking Baja 1000s?
But what makes it the best right
2?
now in today's world?
Past
Oh, actually,
3.
no, because 3?
Wait, no. Who was
What year did Cameron win?
2018?
18? So, yeah, 19 then?
Who was 19?
Honestly, I can't remember. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. Well, 2020 was Luke.
Yeah,
21 Luke.
Luke.
And the year before Luke. Oh wait, was 2019 was Alan and Pudia.
Oh, that's right. Alan did win. He's in a Geyser.
No, he's in a
Is it a race?
not a racer. It's Hercules is what his truck is called.
Yeah. But I can't remember what
The builder.
the builder was. It was definitely it's not Mason. I know that. So, the last 2 years have been Mason, and they're still. Dude, Luke is out of control right now.
It's so crazy.
It's so crazy. He's so
Like,
freaking
it's
fast.
his race to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, or Bryce's. If Bryce doesn't break.
Is Bryce still have a 4-wheel drive truck?
Yeah. So, there's 6 Masons out there. There's a lot of Masons out there now.
Yeah, the
4-wheel
newest
drive, all-wheel
Mason
drive.
is with the Illinois trucking
Yeah, that's
company.
right. Yeah.
So the first Mason, Mike Walser, is racing with Jack's Redline.
Okay.
They're
That's
top 5 every race.
Yeah.
And
Dude, they got it dialed, man.
that
Jax
was
dialed.
the first Mason truck, and that I don't know. Word on the street is that truck was like a $1.7
Oh, I'm
million
sure, because they did a lot of the R&D on it.
R&D on it. just
now
so
the
wild.
Masons. So Bryce Minzy's truck is a Mason.
Yeah, Bryce is
a Mason.
So they built the 4-wheel drive trucks. That's kind of how they got their foot in the door.
There was a couple beforehand, but no one had what they had.
Now, if you guys want to throw it back, let's talk about my boy Brian Cadella.
I mean, Brian Cadella, dude. He's the OG.
The OG. The first true 4-wheel drive trophy truck was Big Mac, which Brian Cadella built in 1993.
So if you don't know Brian Cadella has been an engineer for Chevrolet for
basically
50 years,
developed
forever.
the suspension on the ZR2 Colorado.
Oh, yeah, he did. Oh, yeah, he did all that. But
Yeah.
before that, I mean, he's been developing vehicles for race teams and for OEMs.
PPI, Toyota.
Yeah.
Like he
Oh, yeah.
designed the
Yes.
suspension on Ivan Stewart's like first desert truck.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
As
So,
like a
insane.
intern, like that was his first job out of
Yeah.
college, working for PPI. Like,
Damn.
Which is massive. And so, like, I worked with Cadella probably 2018, I want to say. 18 for the new ZR2 when ZR2 came out. Was it 19 maybe? That ZR2? 19?
18.
20, 20. 18. 18 when ZR2
Yeah.
came out. We shot with him because we shot the new commercial for the ZR2. And it was so cool
we
to
shot
see.
that commercial?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It was cool. It was, dude, it was
rad.
Yeah.
And we shot all Yuma, and that was my first
the
time
fact that
meeting
you're working
Cadella.
with Chevy, like,
I know,
dude,
it was
what a
crazy.
dream job. Like, what? Like,
It was definitely cool. But, like, that was like my first, like, big job like that. You know, actually, like, commercial work, like, all that. So it was so rad. But Cadella was just a madman. It was really cool. Like, when I first met him, I was like, I don't know, what it is. But then, like, you look into his past, I'm like, holy shit, this guy is no joke.
yeah.
He is the baddest of the baddest engineers out there.
The Baldwin trucks, the S10s,
Oh, yeah. Yep.
the like Little Macs. I mean, it just sucks that GM pulled out of the Big Mac program of just off-road racing in the early 2000s
Yeah.
before they could really dial in that truck because
Yeah.
it was right there.
Yeah.
Before they
Coulda
could
had
dial it in, they could have had it. But they also did have it. Like they won. What was the last race that thing won? It won like overall like the Nevada 2000 or Baja 2000.
Oh, you keep saying Big Mac. Explain that.
Oh, okay. So Joe McPherson,
Oh,
a
okay.
race team owner, raced through the 80s and 90s, owned a Chevy dealership,
Yeah.
and they just called it the Big Mac because it was McPherson.
Yeah,
So they had
alright.
McPherson trucks. So you had Larry Rossler.
Yeah, I'm familiar with McPherson. I was just like Big
Yeah.
Mac
Yeah.
wasn't
Big Mac,
shit.
Big Mac, Big Mac.
Yeah. So there was a little truck, so the S10s that they raced through the
Yeah.
90s. They were the S10 DR2s,
Okay.
and those are called Little Macs. There was 4 of them, I believe. And they were like
So
the
crazy.
wingest Class 7 truck. And the trophy truck was called Big Mac.
Okay.
Because that was like,
Obviously, yeah, it's a trophy truck, and yeah.
yeah.
That's
Big
so
Mac.
rad.
Yeah. And then they had the Baldwin trucks, and they didn't have coilovers on them. They were all a torsion bar suspension. That was
Wow.
like Brian's thing. Like, and he still believes in it too.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yes.
it's wild. Once you ride in a car with torsion bars that are set up right, it makes sense. And then, I'm saying
way.
this, and it doesn't make sense, right? You're like, you just think
So
torsion
I'm trying
bars.
to think about, I'm trying to
Yeah.
think of it working, but I mean, essentially it's doing the same thing, and it can do it for a lot, longer strokes, everything. Like,
and the weight's down low. It's linear. The thing is with them, you can't adjust the dual rate like a coilover
correct,
can.
yeah.
But all those trucks, dude, the Baldwin trucks.
Yeah.
Just look at the videos from like Desert People and like Laughlin, like Nick
Launching
Baldwin
it.
and Jason Baldwin just sending
Yeah.
those trucks.
Damn.
Baldwins are crazy too.
I don't know. It's crazy. I wasn't around then, so I'm just like
Yeah.
figuring this out as I go.
Yeah.
So like leaning in with Curtis and Klaus
And learning all of it.
all of it,
Dude,
watching
the
these old
history
videos.
is unreal, man. Like
Yeah.
the history of all that, because I've been working on a documentary for Butch Dean. He's been inducted to the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah.
The Off-Road Hall of Fame, and I had no idea who Butch Dean was. Like I knew the name. Like, oh, I know Butch Dean. Like Butch Speed Shop out in Vegas. Like
That's
Butch
James Dean's
James
dad?
James Dean's grandpa.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Pat
Dude,
Dean.
James Dean
Pat
is
Dean,
gnarly.
Yeah, I know. He's super gnarly. Kid is a ripper.
The video of
dude.
him just going through the moon bumps
Dude,
and
insane.
passing Josh Daniel.
You see his
Wild.
launch last weekend? The Tuba just posted a video. Him launching the Laughlin road jump.
Yeah.
Dude, launched it just straight like
Flying.
flying. It was so cool. And it's 6100
Wait, but do they have them going down to launch
Going
that
up
street
it.
road?
up.
Because they used to always go down and then they
Yeah.
get mega
Yeah.
sense, but it almost
So-
looked like he was going down it in that video too. Because he had mega air. It just
They would
you
go
know
the
what
other
I'm
way.
saying?
Like the old days.
Before
like,
they go the other way.
Yeah.
This time they're going up, I think. I think considered
I was pretty sure the video I saw, it looked like they were going down towards the river.
Because there's that video of Robert Johnson
you know what
that went viral.
It's down. Yeah, the one of Robert Johnson was ridiculous.
My God. Landing on his back.
Dude, he caught, so like it was windy that day, so he caught legit air underneath it.
Yeah.
And just completely threw him like this, landed on his back, and just kept going.
Like, is it the crazy?
But that's the black one, right?
That was the black one, yes. That was the black one, the chat whiskey.
That's the one I'm talking about. Okay.
That one was insane. But they were both going the same direction. So
right.
it might be going towards the river. I think it is going towards the river, going that way. But back in the day, they would launch it the other way.
Yeah.
Right?
No, because back in the day, because we used to pit right there, too. There was a pit right there.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, so we used to always go right there. We'd pit. And I remember that was when, I forget who, I'm going to be dropping the wrong names, when someone pulled out in front of someone right there at that it's a famous, there's videos of it rolling around where someone pulls out, I thought it was Baldwin, got pushed out in front of Herbst and just sends them completely sideways down into the crowd and just roosted all of us with rocks. And like, it was fucking wild.
You were there?
Uh-huh.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
the days.
The days. Like.
Because my buddy used to race 1600 when we were kids, just out of high school. So we were at all the races, all over the places. Dave Bonner over there. He built all the engines, so he was always around. He was the crew chief and stuff. It was so much fun just being young kids out there at the racetrack all the time. And that was when the Herbs would always, you'd be at Laughlin. They'd all have all their Chevy pre-runners out there.
Badass.
And you'd rip them around with them all around. And like, it was such good times back then.
Insane, man. But even the history. The history is so crazy because you talk about the Herbs, Herbst came from Butch Dean.
Oh,
Butch
really?
Dean, yes, they raced. Butch Dean built cars. Every car that the Herbst had growing up was all from Butch Dean until they built the not the class one, but the Truggy, the Shark.
The
Land Shark.
The Land Shark.
Thank you,
Land Shark. Yes.
Yeah.
So until they built the Land Shark, every car leading up to that was all Butch Dean.
But let's just clarify something real quick. The Land Shark is a copy of Jimmy Smith's truck, which was the red truck that they bought in 95. Which literally, if you look at it, side by side, the Land Shark's just a little bit longer. It's Russ Wernemont's design.
But the thing is, so Jimmy Smith also raced Butch's cars too.
Yeah, really?
And so did Rob Mack. And so everyone that came from Vegas all came from Butch Dean.
Really?
Which was the craziest thing. So, like, they're coming – well, we're dropping like a 12-minute documentary about it. So I know you guys will put it on Race Desert as soon as it's done. But
isn't it done?
It's done now. It's coming out Monday.
Yeah,
okay.
Monday. When's this drop?
The what?
When does this episode drop?
Actually, it'll already be out. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
So it'll already be out.
So right now.
Right now. Yeah, right now, go watch the documentary. Head over to Race Desert. And check it out. Because it'll already be out because we're going to drop this next Thursday. But yeah, man, it was a really cool story. Butch Dean is an absolute legend. Dude, I tried Googling him beforehand just to check, like, who he was, what he does, all that. Like, there's nothing about him online.
Wow.
But the thing is, talking to Pat, talking to all the deans, like, he didn't want to be in front of the camera. He hated the camera. He was an old school dude that would just work all day. He didn't want to talk to anyone. He didn't give a shit. He was a hard ass, but he was a badass.
That's so cool.
So it's so cool, man.
Isn't it crazy how, like, our history, like, you look at the history of NASCAR, you look at the history of Indy, F1, documented to, like, the amount of laps they finished in 1996.
Yes.
Like, we can't even tell you who won like 1600 in 1996.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, but like we're out here, like we need to figure out this history. We need to document it because once like these people die and they're gone,
we have no idea.
We have no idea.
Yeah.
And it's just like we don't have the like right now. Like one of the main goals of Race Desert, we're trying to find the map of every single Baja race, and we're trying to find the results because Score doesn't have it.
How does Score not have it?
I don't know.
I guess they've been through so many. There's a lot of shit. They've been through so many different owners and stuff over the years.
Yeah, a lot of different owners are just gone. The Mickey Thompson days, the Roger Norman days, you know. But
insane.
I don't know. It's just crazy, and that's like kind of how I fell into it because like we need to tell these stories. Mm-hmm. Like when I told the story of the Riviera Mark Post truck, I was like,
so sick,
how has no one talked about this?
Right?
I was like, I didn't even know about it. I was like, I think this Robbie Gordon's truck is this truck, but I didn't know. And
you don't know the story behind it and who raced it and where it came from and who built this. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. And then I got to ride in it, and that was like, it changed everything for me.
Blew your mind, dude. Change your life. Nothing will top that now.
Yeah. No, it's just like, it ruins it. You're like, oh, man.
Oh, man. I guess that's the only way to explain it, right?
Have you guys ridden in trophy trucks?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've ridden 2. It's sick, dude.
I got to ride in the Rough Rider truck.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah. So they went out to the California 300. Yeah. So that was the Simon & Simon truck. They got invited out by the Martelli brothers. They brought it out there. They were originally going to race it, but then they were invited to SEMA by Score. Oh. And so now it's at Bryce's shop. Yeah, they want to wreck it. They're like, they just drove up from Cabo with the truck.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, so they put it in Bryce's shop till SEMA.
That's cool. Nice.
And I was like, hey, let's shoot it. Just like tell that story.
Sweet.
It's like, it's a story that's been told 1,000 times, but never like the full restoration part. Yeah. So it's so rad. It handles so well.
Really?
Like, it's still got the original shocks on it.
How old
and
has it been?
It was built in 91.
91. Damn, dude, that's crazy.
So it raced Class 1 when it first came out.
Holy crap.
And the Class 1 guys were like, this isn't Class 1. This needs to be its own class.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What a trip, dude.
Yeah.
That's insane. Those are some awesome stories, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Anything new that we're going to
what's coming up?
be seeing at SEMA or anything?
BajaDesigns has got something cool coming out.
Really?
Yeah, so keep a lookout on that.
Yeah.
So it's just a new way of how we're calculating the effectiveness of our lighting into engineering and mathematical equations and just kind of proving the science behind it all. And it's been something they've been working on for years now.
That's rad. That's awesome.
So it's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool.
When's it coming out?
SEMA.
Oh, cool. So it will be out. So when you're listening to this, go check out BajaDesigns.com.
Yeah.
Yep. And we'll have a bunch of information on it, videos on it. So it's going to be really cool.
That's awesome.
But other than that, man, I'm just out here just trying to shoot, have a good time. Got Baja 1000 come up.
Yep.
And going to Glamis this weekend shooting.
Oh, Camp Razor?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm going out with Lindsay and the Jeffries guys.
Nice.
And Evo. Going to be shooting that.
Dope, dude.
Bitching, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, it sounds like you're doing it right. At a young age, sounds like you've done it well and you're in the right position.
Dude, I'm learning. I feel like I just started.
You're in a good spot. You're in a really, really good spot, especially being how young
Don't get comfortable.
No. Don't get comfortable.
No, dude. On a serious note, like I felt like I did, and that's how I kind of leaned into BajaDesigns. I'm like, okay, I felt like I got comfortable, complacent, and I felt like I was kind of doing the same thing and not going after like these bigger projects and just those things. And I just ended up at BajaDesigns, and which is good. I'm so stoked with the opportunity. And it's been good
and you
for me.
still get to do your freelance stuff, which is huge, man.
Trying to.
Yeah, trying to. I know. BajaDesigns comes first, but still, like, even being able to go out to Camp Razor and stuff like that, that's massive.
Yeah.
And still do some of your stories for Race Desert and all that. That's cool. And the Baja 1000. Are you going for BajaDesigns or are you going for
BajaDesigns and hopefully get to spend a few days camping?
Hopefully still do some. Cool.
Yeah. So
insane, man.
It's cool. What about you guys?
Us. SEMA. Off-Road Hall of Fame. Which will already pass when you guys listen to this. Yeah, SEMA will be going on when you're listening to this.
Just focusing on SEMA, just getting it all together, all the new products, just the
So if you didn't know, Sean owns and is the CEO of Gibson Exhaust.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's Sean Gibson, his family business.
Yeah, so we just trying to get the booth, everything together, all the
anything new from Gibson?
So we're trying to come out with it. So we're building that truck that we're talking about, that Dirt King truck. Back in the day, we had an exhaust. It was called our Super Truck exhaust, and it was really it
blew up.
It did. It was huge because Nash truck was huge then.
Yeah.
And it had like the square tips in front of the rear tire and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was just rad lowered. It was huge, and so. I'm trying to figure out the name for this one, but this truck's trying to kind of do that like a Super Truck 2.0, maybe call it like the spec truck exhaust or something like that, and do more of the pre-runner inspired type of look in front of the rear tire without having to cut the bedside, go through that. So trying to put a vehicle and wrap it around that. We have a bitchin' Ford Raptor exhaust that we come out with. It looks I couldn't figure out what the name of it was, so I call it the Unique exhaust because it's got this crazy wraparound expansion chamber that kind of comes off of it to get the V6 Raptors to actually sound unique and sound
they sound like a VQ.
Oh my gosh, man, right?
Yeah. The Gen 3, they finally got it right from the factory, at least for what it sounds like. So I can't wait to see what it sounds like with the Gibson.
It should sound pretty rad. I mean, again, it's still a twin-turbo V6 that is going through catalytic converter, so you're really somewhat limited to what you can do.
Really do. Yeah.
Ford factory, I mean, when you look at their factory exhaust, I mean, they spent a ton of time trying to get it to sound more than what it is, and they've done a good job with it.
Yeah,
but there's it's more of a pre-runner one for people that are trying to link the rear, take advantage of the 4-link, throw coilovers on, longer arms, like just more of a simple turn down. Yeah. So
the Pro R exhaust is epic too.
Oh my gosh, Pro R's with exhaust, like I know they sound like 10 cars.
They do. Well, they're like the size of a 10 car.
They are the size of a 10 car, and they have a 4-cylinder, the same displacement, same architecture almost.
Insane. Yeah.
My buddy has a Tundra that he did. You know what Tundras you put an exhaust on? They sound really raspy. Yeah. Kind of like
the V8 ones. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't kind of sound the best in my opinion.
Yeah. I think they sound pretty damn good. You must have the wrong one on there.
I don't have an exhaust in my truck at all right now.
Oh, we gotta change that, dude. I'll show you mine because I have the Gibson on mine. And it sounds
how many miles have you had on it?
200,000 now.
200,000 miles on the same exhaust.
Yeah, same exhaust.
It's made in America.
Yeah, I like it. That's impressive.
It's insane. And dude, it's so solid.
My buddy put a Y pipe on his like pre-runner Tundra, it's the 5.7, and he did a Y pipe, and then like coming out, and it's a Gibson too, coming up through the bed, like coming out with like these like gnarly trophy truck style like tip with it, and it sounds so crazy because it's just all 8 into 1, and it sounds like a class 1.
Yeah,
like, it sounds wild. I'll have to show it to you
that'll
guys.
certainly sound raspy. I mean,
it was very raspy. Yeah, with the Y pipe.
When you start ditching all the cats and stuff, I mean, it's got such a high exhaust speed when it's coming out that you really got to spend some time to kind of contain it and control it. Otherwise, I mean, it's literally like just vision just screaming, and you're trying to like calm it down before it exits and starts making it sound.
But
it sounds good. Oh, that's cool. That's exciting.
It's cool. So that's good, dude. You got the craziest Can-Am exhaust. I'll show you a picture of it. It's crazy X. Like,
I saw photos of that.
Did you?
Yeah, it looks sick.
It does. Yeah. So we just trying to be different again. Like we try to let our products, like you guys do the talking. Try to just be creative, think out of the box. I mean, that's what we've always tried to do. I mean, hell, that's what when you wake up at 4 in the morning, can't get back to sleep. It's usually what the stupid mind is doing. Like, you're like a notepad or email myself all these notes so I can try to go back to sleep. Like, but
out of there.
Trying to be different. So if you ever got any crazy ideas, I mean, throw them our way. I mean,
do you guys have any Volkswagen exhaust? Like for a Bug?
I mean, we've been around Bugs. I mean, you have to go look at one of our old throwback Instagram photos. When the Razor Pro XP came out for the first time, it looked really rounded and stupid. Yeah. We put a stinger out the back of it on one of the exhausts. That's right. We're working on a couple projects for some friends that are heavy into Volkswagen right now.
Dude, that'd be huge for Class 11 because there's like everyone's running that A1 exhaust.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like $900.
Oh, wow.
Just for the header.
Really?
Like coming out after the J pipes.
Yeah.
Just goes from a 4 to 1.
Really?
And it's just like this crazy, I don't know.
But I still remember like Tri-Mill was like always the
Tri-Mill was like the stinger. Just like go deaf, drive it.
And then I always remember like having a 14-inch long merged collector really made them sound deep, almost turbo-ish without a turbo. Like having a long collector made it. I mean, cause, back in our sand cars and buggy days, and that was. You had Volkswagens. Then.
Oh yeah,
it was all.
Then it was the rotary, and you're like, "Holy hell, what the hell is this thing?"
Yeah, it's so
kind of like the Pro R, how we all look at that.
Yeah, right.
So we looked at when we just had these rotaries, but then you threw a turbo on them, and they were fast as hell. You're like, "Oh my gosh!"
They just scream. The rotaries were so sick, man.
Dude, they were. I mean, I wasn't around for the rotaries.
They're still sick, though.
The rotaries are sick.
Yeah,
I'm a
they are
big fan
sick
of
now. Yeah.
RX-7s.
Well, I mean, you would have maybe 900-pound cars with 650 horse to the wheels.
Yeah.
Like,
That's reliable in the sand cars?
Well, as long as you just made sure your plugs were good.
Yeah.
And you never lost fuel pressure while under boost.
Yeah.
You were good.
600 horsepower with a rotary? This is wild. These cars weighed like what, 1,500 pounds?
At the most, yeah. And then they had the triple rotors were making 1,000 horse.
Insane.
We were running them on alcohol to get more out of them. So I mean, they were running on alcohol, 33 pounds of boost.
That's so crazy. Like, I forget that sand guys, used to use rotaries. Now you just hear, the Drift World, mostly, the Aussies, drag guys are doing,
screaming them.
4 rotors. And
yeah.
That's insane, dude.
They're nuts. I wouldn't mind building another rotary. They're just unique. And they're basically like...
Only engine in the world with no pistons.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's like driving a 2-stroke. Yeah, I mean, just that power band was like, boom, and then slam, gone. I mean, it was so much fun back in the day. It's all still fun right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of side-by-sides everywhere taking over all the stuff, and a lot of people can complain about the side-by-sides. I mean, every aspect of off-road that we're aware of is being, I don't want to say taken over, but it's there's side-by-sides are becoming more and more apparent in all of it, from racing to play to everything.
Yeah.
And you can look at it as a negative thing, or you can look at it also too as a massively positive thing.
I think it's just growing the industry.
It's growing the industry 100%.
It is. I mean, there's no Ford, GM, Toyota, Honda, any of them really support. I mean, Honda, I think a little bit. But it's really supporting off-road. Yeah. But you got Polaris, Can-Am, big guys out there putting it in.
Every event.
So
and they are at every event pushing.
And when you look at off-road racing, it died when the factories OEM pulled out. And now look, it's gone. It's turned around and grown again when you had factory OEM back in.
Yeah, I think we're going to look back at this time as like it's a peak again.
Yes.
Like 95 through 99 was like a hard time because like big OEMs pulled out. Dodge gone.
Yep.
After the accident.
Chevy
gone.
Yep. Toyota.
Ford. Gone. Toyota gone. 2000.
Gone.
All
one
gone.
of my buddies, he was a highway patrol, and one of a cousin through friends in our family. They were building. You remember the one that had the outboard motor in it? It was a 10 car with the outboard motor in it.
Yeah, he had that.
That was our buddies. Yeah, they were doing it, trying to run it. They just couldn't keep the gearboxes together because back then it was really like 2Ds and the RPM that they were running. But yeah, an outboard motor. I'm pretty sure it was a 10 car.
Yeah,
so rad.
That is rad.
Martin Christensen also had a crazy 10 car. He had a belt-driven. Instead of having a transaxle, he actually had I have to have him explain it. But he literally, so instead of having CVs, he had them on belts. So theoretically, you'd have unlimited travel. You wouldn't be caught up by CV angles. So it was run by like belts.
Wow,
what a
almost
trip!
Like a pulley system. That sounds pretty wild.
Yeah, and it said it worked well, and they worked with Continental, but like they just didn't have the belt technology, and they ran a few races, but it was just a crazy thing. And he was just drawing it out on a napkin one day, and I'm just like, what? I mean, this is also a guy that was like thought. Like, hey, I'm only going to run BMW motors in my Class 10, my Class 1, and then goes on overalls, the Baja 250 in 2012. It's wild.
Yeah. They've always done crazy shit, though.
Yeah. And now they're back in a 10 car.
Yeah. I know. It's crazy.
No BMW motor, but
no.
But
it's
still
cool.
doing cool stuff. Like, their jack's cool.
Dude, I think they have a great program going over there. They have a really good program.
Yeah, those guys are cool.
Yeah, they're all good dudes. Great marketing
stuff,
too. So
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you
for having me.
If you guys want to follow along, his Instagram's Dusty Summit.
Yep.
And follow Baja Designs if you're not doing it already because they do some really badass stuff. They are definitely
got some cool stuff coming.
Yeah, new stuff coming there. Anything else? Any other places?
No, just follow those. And
yeah, he's got some really cool shit going on. So, but that's it. I'll put all his stuff down below. Thank you for listening. Head over to Baja Designs. Check out his Instagram. We're done. We're out.
Thanks, guys.
Later.
Whoa. Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces.